Greetings. My name is Daryl Bodrick II, a graduating senior finance major from Charlotte, North Carolina. I come to you today on behalf of Team 1 for our midterm SDG video. The sustainable development goal that we have chosen is quality education. During the pandemic, we found that over 147 million people missed out on in-person learning. And I'm sure we all can attest to the level of engagement and motivation, participation, interaction, genuinely, that is formed during those in-class or in-person classroom settings. And they missed out on that. And also we found that certain students, they suffered from not having the privilege of a computer or Wi-Fi, which we all know those were essentials during this period. And the business that Team 1 that we plan to implement has a focus and a mission to serve just that. So it starts with the quality of our education. We must all learn, for we are always students. Look forward to sharing more.
As my team decided on the sustainable development goals of quality education, reduced inequalities, and decent work and economic growth, my team grappled with questions such as, how do we reduce inequalities in educational success and opportunities for minorities? And how do we prepare minority groups suffering from inequalities from decent work and positive contribution to economic growth? We found that many of these answers lie in minority-serving institutions such as HBCUs and initiatives that call out the lack of and push for more minority educational representation in faculty and staff. With HBCUs, these schools consistently deliver strong outcomes on economic mobility. Unfortunately, their investment compares terribly to their outsized impact. According to the McKinsey Institute for Black Economic Mobility, if HBCU investments were proportional to their PWI counterparts for their student populations, Black worker incomes could increase by $10 billion in the United States. These schools have strong degree programs that prepare students for high-income, in-demand careers, and they accelerate Black business ownership and entrepreneurship. Looking at educational representation, many times when minorities don't have minority educational representation in their faculty and staff, they struggle to matriculate compared to their white peers, often graduating at slower rates or not at all from their academic graduate and undergraduate programs. Even when students do graduate without a proper support system based on this educational representation, many students often have trouble finding sustainable financial success and security and making a positive contribution to economic growth for the Black community. Looking into how our entrepreneurship efforts as a team can push for more investments in HBCUs and minority-serving institutions, and how our entrepreneurship group can serve as a consulting or provide insight and information to institutions about how educational representation is important and how they can acquire more educational representation, we believe that these are the best ways to go about our group entrepreneurship project as a team.
One company in this sector is called Study Soup. They're an ed tech company that provides a marketplace where students can purchase quality notes from other students at their college or even in the same course that better understand the subject matter. They do not provide things such as essays or test notes. They have completed the 500 Startup Accelerator, raised more than $1.7 million in seed funding, and gained more than $1 million in revenue. They are available to more than 300 colleges and universities across the United States. And their goal is to financially support struggling students while providing college kids with tailored educational resources written by peers from the same class and same college who understand the academic environment unique to each college course. They say that they are students helping students helping students.
Hello, my name is Kaylin Strahan, and I am a junior business administration major with a minor in speech communications and concentration in marketing, and I serve as the administration director of Group 1. With this role, I've had the opportunity to see how we familiarize ourselves with not only the SDGs, but the topics that relate to our research. With that being said, I've also been able to ensure that our research is not only coming from a valuable source, but it's also coming from a source that's reliable as well. Because our SDGs connect and relate to the Black woman, I'm excited to see how we as a group overcome and bring new perspectives to each other. Thank you.
Welcome, my name is Denti Bois. I am a sophomore business administration major with a focus in marketing at the Morehouse College. I serve as the operations director for Group 1. As a group, we encountered this problem primarily in public schools in the United States, dating back to our history back in 1954, Brown versus Board of Education, where there was a court case about letting Black students into white schools. Why was that a problem? Because of the funding that both schools received, as well as the quality of education differing in between the two schools. EdBuild, an organization that works to bring fairness to funding for public schools, did a search that found that predominantly white schools received $23 billion more funding than schools that had higher rates of other races. Our goal as a group is to not only highlight, but to help bring change to the quality of education that these schools that aren't predominantly white receive due to the funding that they receive from the government as well as from their society and the places that they reside.